When streamers destroy false accusations. Let's go.
Addressing his tragic past to avoid an inevitable cancellation.
For all y'all that spreading the news, I'm gonna tell y'all how I ended up in this situation.
To iShow Speed uncanceling himself after acknowledging his mistakes.
I made a mistake. I'm not that smart, I'm be honest, bro. But as I go, I get smarter and smarter, bro.
Here are times 8 streamers destroyed cancel culture. Starting with when Kai Cenat found himself getting canceled for the dumbest reason imaginable.
Okay.
On January 28th, 2025, after buying a $70,000 robot, Kai would try to see how far he could push it. However, it would go terribly wrong. While fans enjoyed it, the Twitter community called for his cancellation only a few hours later. This is kind of embarrassing for Kai, as it shows the first thing he would do is abuse and bully a robot. It's not about whether the robot has feelings, it's about why these men get excited about harming something when they know there are no consequences. Soon, more and more people would join in calling him a bully, but he would respond only a day later.
I've never seen people ever go this crazy off something so little. Gang, I'm gonna be honest. If I go to a commercial where it displays something in the ad that you can try at home, are you not gonna do it? It completely displays that you can punch this fucking shit. This is one of the special features about the robot, that it has a defense mechanism to where it can catch its balance. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
But on November 27th, 2024, Kai was in the headlines for something even crazier. It was after magician Max Major tricked him into doing a dangerous stunt.
3, 2, 1. What the fuck? I might get banned.
Exactly what Kai feared here is what Max had planned to happen. He wanted Kai to be permanently banned and canceled.
For all along, I planned to influence you to make the wrong choice, and I knew you'd pick the red hand. It was all according to my plan, as I decide who wins or loses.
However, what he had planned to be Kai's downfall backfired on him, and instead he lost every last bit of relevance he still had. Bro felt so cool making this video, now he is going to have the hardest fall off of the century. For his next magic trick, he's going to make his internet career disappear. In the end, Kai's wholesome character and thinking fanbase kept him from Cancel Pro, much like Duke Dennis, who found support from his fans after the Twitter mobs tried to cancel him, saying he was a PDF file. In mid-February 2020, screenshots of a girl saying Duke had ruined her life by getting her pregnant back in 2014 when she was far younger than him started circulating on Twitter. This was followed by mugshots showing that he had been charged with SA, causing many people to turn on him. What the F? I know it's alleged, but I'm still inclined to think it is true, but once proved, lock him up. However, Duke would address the situation, saying that he had been framed by people in his past.
For all y'all that spreading the news, I'm gonna tell y'all how I ended up in this situation. Somebody killed my cousin, bro. And the dude who killed my cousin went to jail. His sister and his mama went to the police and said that I did something that I didn't do.
But unfortunately for Duke, this explanation wasn't enough, as he would come close to cancellation again in mid-July 2024 when the same screenshots started going viral again. However, this time around, Duke would just ignore the drama altogether.
I don't give a bit of attention though. It's cause after the whole thing over with, and after it's all said and done, none of them gonna say sorry for slandering and shit. Just like the last time, and the apology is never gonna be as loud as the disrespect was.
He had clearly had enough, and it wasn't long before his fans realized that he was being framed and started demanding that his accusers be reprimanded. People that make false accusations like this need to be put in jail. But another AMP member who found himself wrongly accused is Chris Nextdoor. In mid-July 2024, news outlet Complex mistakenly identified AMP member Chris Nextdoor as Kai's cameraman Chris V, who was exposed for inappropriately talking to a girl who wasn't his age. The article read, a member of the AMP Chris V, aka Chris Nextdoor, has been accused of exting a young girl. Screenshots on social media show the cameraman getting increasingly inappropriate with her. Although Kai had already fired his cameraman by the time this article came out, the damage was already done on Chris Nextdoor's reputation, with people calling him all sorts of ugly names and asking for him to be canceled. However, Chris would respond to these accusations on August 1st, 2024, calling out Complex.
Complex, this means you don't even know me, bro. You calling me the cameraman. I'm not Chris V, I'm Chris D. I'm Chris Dimbo.
was followed by Kai, the biggest AMP member cutting ties with Complex.
We have a lot of that we were supposed to do in the future, Complex. There's a lot of that y'all wanted me for. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that tie right there, bro. Just because a dumbass who wrote an article and him being my man's, bro, I'm not working with you. I ain't doing shit with Complex until further notice. That shit was ridiculous, bro. It just takes 5 seconds of research, my nigga.
And with this, Chris Next Door earned everyone's trust. But while Chris Next Door was wrongfully accused, Aiden Ross would find himself almost getting canceled after making a controversial tweet. In mid-February 2024, Aiden would make a tweet stating that there are only 2 genders. The post quickly went viral, gaining over 50 million views and bringing a lot of backlash. Dear Aiden Ross, there is more than 2 genders, you effing dippish. The backlash from the tweet was so bad that Twitch had to permanently ban him. However, in a follow-up video, he would explain that he loves all people equally, and the intention of his message was not to spread hate towards anybody.
This tweet is not targeted towards anybody. You know what I mean? It's a part of the LGBTQ plus community at all. The point is this, bro. I love everyone. I've spoken to people who are gay and trans in the past 24 hours, and they also agree with me that there's only 2 genders, male and female. When people are being trans, they transfer from a male to a female, or male to a female, or male to a female.
After this response, many people stood by him rejecting any cancellation attempts. But while Aiden found himself getting canceled over a tweet, Tyler had to take full responsibility for his sister's behavior. On June 10th, 2024, power actor Michael Rainey Jr. would come on Tyler's stream. However, his sister was just a little bit too excited to see Michael. She wouldn't stop there with her freakiness and started touching Michael inappropriately.
Everybody here has worked a job that's more than $1 million. I've never worked, I've never done nothing. Yeah, I literally have.
Michael was very uncomfortable and soon left the stream. However, everyone was disappointed in how Tyler failed to control his own sister. Your sister should have kept her hands to herself. Now, because of her actions, you and your brand is gonna suffer. I would sue them. That dude came to bless your show. Get your people in line. However, it wasn't only the audience that was angry, but also Michael himself. I am still in shock and don't fully know how to process what happened last night. This is an unfortunate situation that I do not condone in any way. I can't take it lightly because I know I would be in serious trouble if the roles were reversed, prompting Tyler to also make a post revealing that he deeply regretted what had happened. What she did was very inappropriate and unacceptable. I am truly embarrassed and disgusted by her actions. I completely respect whatever direction Michael wants to go in this situation. He would then go on stream to continue with his apology.
What about mother? She was completely wrong. That was very disgusting, very unacceptable. As a woman with self-respect and 2 kids, you should never do nothing like that. We was not raised like that. I apologize in person, right after the situation happened, through text, and over the phone. I apologize in every way.
His fans loved his apology and how he took full responsibility for everything. Out of all the apologies posted from celebrities and streamers, I can tell Ty really meant this. Much like Sketch, who came under fire in mid-July 2024 after a YouTuber by the name of Pocketbook made a full done watching him and will be watching Dr. Disrespect now. Other content creators like Bruce Drop Them Off would join in to make fun of him.
It's in my ass, brother. Slide it in.
However, FaZe Banks would stand by him saying, Sketch was my homie yesterday, he's my homie today, he'll be my homie tomorrow. You guys are effing weirdos. This support from FaZe Banks gave him the confidence to sit in front of the camera and address his past life.
Probably to call it quits if this ever came out, but some people saved me. Shout out Banks. Shout out my parents. Shout out y'all. I fucked up, but I'm changed. My original plan was there's 2 things. 1, either be delusional and think it's never gonna come out, or 2, what's the plan after? The plan after was not very good. If I was alone and I was at my house, I probably would be talking to you right now. But the people at FaZe, Banks, especially, and my friends that I've made over the past couple years came in and they saved me. I don't know what I was gonna do.
On seeing this video, his friend Jinxie, another popular streamer, couldn't help himself but break down in tears.
To be honest, bro, absolutely nobody is perfect. Like, no one is, bro. Everybody goes through shit, everybody has shit, and to me, bro, a friend is a friend no matter what, and it honestly doesn't matter if Sketch is, I don't even care, bro. It doesn't matter if Sketch is gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, and none of that matters, bro. A friend is a friend, and to every single person who switched up on Sketch or whatever the fuck, all of a sudden wants to like start hating Sketch, at the end of the day, bro, he never hurt anybody with what he did, and it sucks knowing that like Sketch is probably having the worst day of his life right now.
While Sketch's friends stood up for him when he needed them the most, iShowSpeed only avoided a cancellation after making an apology. In mid-November 2022, iShowSpeed would announce to his viewers that Ronaldo would be coming on his stream. However, his audience would quickly realize that it was a fake Ronaldo promoting a crypto scam, and they started spamming L's in the chat.
They're using your speed. This is just bad.
That is crazy, bro. Like, them comments like that, bro, is making me like, that's crazy, bro. The fact that I would make, like, the fact that I'm just thinking you like that, it's just crazy.
The chat wouldn't stop calling out Speed, and so he would resort to muting the mic to figure out a way to mitigate the situation. However, he made a crucial mistake of not fully muting the mic. Even after he got the stream back on, it was easy to sense that Speed might be hiding something.
Alright, so look, it's cool now. Relax. Relax. Why was it the chat? I know. I'm just trying to
The fact that iShowSpeed's audience of all people called this a scam actually gives me a little hope in humanity. However, it turned out that Speed didn't fully know what he was getting himself into and acknowledged that he had made a huge mistake which he deeply regretted.
Sorry, bro. I made a mistake. I'm not that smart, I'm gonna be honest, bro. But as I go, I get smarter and smarter, bro. I love y'all, bro. And I will never in my life scam y'all, bro. I hate the fact people think that, bro. That's not me, bro. I'm still Speed, bro.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. This was the video. Interesting video. Don't forget to subscribe.
For every Love Kai Sanat guest, there is also one who is hated.
And see you guys later.